Hey everyone, Steph here.
Hello everyone, Laurent.
So we are recording this video to introduce our new offering, MVP in 30 days, and that's a joint venture, super exciting, between Design Sprint Ltd and
Olympe. So two companies that were designed to work together.
yeah. Basically, here's the story. We've been running Design Sprint for the last 9 years, and sometimes we had some frustration. Like when you are at the end of the sprint, you know exactly what you should build. The team is super excited, and you have to wait 6 months or 1 year that the project even starts and the development even starts. And we were kind of like hoping to find the perfect partners, developers who could basically execute right after the sprint. And I guess you were also frustrated on your side, right?
Yes, because our technology, our platform is providing very good results when you have good designs as the input on the platform. And when the designs are badly done, then it resonates badly on
Yeah.
on the result on our platform. And the other thing is that the more you wait in the design in the build phase of the process to do the changes, the more it will cost you.
Yeah.
So the better you start and the cheapest and the fastest you're going to be on the finish line.
So we're looking for that way to keep the momentum after the sprint and to start execution like right away. So I knew Olympe by name because they are quite big already in here in Switzerland. But when I met the team and when I saw exactly what Olympe was doing, I was like, oh, okay, we need to work together and we need to have a common offering, right? Laurent, can you tell us about that word MVP? What it is for?
So MVP is minimum viable product. So the purpose of adopting this approach is to prevent to go in long development cycles, end up with something that you put in the hand of the end users, and at this time the end users will tell you, it's not exactly what I wanted, or it's not exactly what is bringing me value, and you don't want that because it's too late to change and it's too costly to cancel the meeting or whatever. So you want to get these feedbacks very early on. So the MVP is really about building something very quick, very well thought, so that you can get a very good feedback from the users really from day one.
But what's important is that the MVP is something that works. Like there is code, there is data. So it's not just a prototype to simulate something. It's something that actually works, and that's going to be very important in the offering. So here is how it works. We came up with this offer basically of it's a timeline of 4 weeks, so 1 month. We start with an initial design sprint together, and it's a full design sprint, 5 days. And the idea at the end of that sprint is to have aligned the team about the potential needs and tool, and like a common concept, create a prototype of that concept, and then test it on 5 customers to validate the desirability of the whole idea. Then we will transmit that prototype to Olympe, who will start right away the development.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll import what has been done in the first product, which is called Figma, in the platform. And then what we'll do is that we will connect these screens, this UI, to the data.
Yeah. And this is so important because we can design or strategize whatever we want. What we've realized is that, and especially for AI, right, you need to experiment with data. You can't just strategize on PowerPoint on how it could work at some point, or you need to experiment to try using the data and to see the result.
Yes, and that's exactly what you do on week 3.
Yeah.
Is that you will test with real users.
Yeah.
The real data and the value that is bringing to these guys, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, it's like the same like the day 5 of the sprint. We test on 5 users, but this time with a prototype. Sorry, with an MVP that works, and we're gonna be able to see if maybe there is this or that missing, maybe to tweak the ergonomy, and then basically you have 1 full week to finalize the last details, right? Because on week 4 we ship.
Yeah, exactly. So on week 4, it's delivered, so it's put in production, so that the company can use it in the day-to-day and give even better feedbacks.
What's super important to understand is your implication as the client in all of this. The whole idea is to go fast and to keep that initial energy and that momentum. So it's absolutely key that your team is also involved in that whole process. We do that to conceive some complex product interfaces really tailored to your needs. So what we expect from you is that your team is going to be with us the first week of the design sprint, so that's week 1, and then for week 3, 2 to 4, basically 2, 3, 4, we need only 2 persons from your team just to answer the questions of Olympe, right?
Yes, correct. So it's not a full-time engagement, but it's typically 15 minutes every day, and maybe 1 or 2 calls here and there to make sure that we're on the right track to be really in the center of the game.
And these 2 people are kind of like the business expert, the field expert, right? And the second person is someone from the IT.
Yes, exactly. So someone that knows the landscape of IT, so that we are sure that we are not thinking that these data are available, but actually it's not.
Because there is something so key and so interesting to understand about Olympe is that the way you are developing basically is like you are using the data from the company.
Yep.
You can use any data from the company. You're going to explain exactly how it works. But you have also an approach to go step by step, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we realized that if we want to keep this momentum and things moving on, when the accessing the data of the enterprise is something that is not easy. And that's a good news because you want the data to be secured. So what we did is that we have created the connectors to fake data first, so that we can have the mockups, have the design, and directly connect it to synthetic data that is generated by AI.
So just to give an example, you have a list of clients, and we can generate 200 fake clients, right?
Yes, or even much more.
Yeah.
So that the user, when he's testing the application, is seeing the data that is very, very similar to the actual data that they have in the system. So that we can keep on iterating while we're doing all the administrative stuff to get access to the real data. And then there is a second step that we can go, is to really extract manually data from the system and import it within Olympe. So that's kind of higher level of integration. And once everything is validated and we are happy and we have passed the security check and all the admin part of it, then we do connect to the real data sources, and we are full in production.
And so what kind of data sources you can connect? Like, is it from Excel? Is it from like databases? Like, do you have a list of?
Yeah, so there are hundreds of these connectors. It ranges from low-level relational databases, graph databases. It goes to embedded system sensors. It connects to SAP, to Oracle, ServiceNow. There are
SharePoint,
all these
things,
exactly, all the Microsoft ecosystem typically, the Azure data lakes and snowflakes type of things.
So basically you connect exactly to the right source of data that you need, right?
Exactly.
You don't need to have access to everything.
You connect to all these different sources of data, and then you map the data of these different sources to the internal representation that you have within Olympe and that you can use.
Okay. And what about security? How does it work? If for example, you don't want the data to leave the country or...
So everything can be run on-premise. So it's a distributed system or hybrid system. So you can really keep the data within your walls or within the geographical coordinates of your country.
What's so interesting also, you told me about specifically AI. So the whole idea is that we're going to be able to access your enterprise data, but also I think like 30 models of AI, right?
Yeah, so there are many of these large language model of AI and many as well of more specific design language in AI models. And you can use them on your data. So that's really, Olympe can be seen as the belt between your data and these AI models.
And what's so interesting is that you can basically prototype or test your data with, for example, ChatGPT. And if you're not happy with the results of the treatment, you could switch to another AI, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a kind of Lego brick approach. where you can replace one Lego brick of ChatGPT by another brick of Claude to test if the results are different, better, and the cost as well is making.
Which means that over the same day you can test several AIs and see what's the best result.
In the same hour.
Yeah, in the same hour. Yeah, pretty cool. What about the outcome of all of this? Like after 1 month, what do you get?
So you get something that is running in production. It's a MVP, so you really focus on the minimum viable product. And then what you do is that you keep on iterating, adding value where it brings value to the users, and you can scale it. There is virtually no limit into scaling the system. We have some of the largest companies in the world using that at the global level with dozens of thousands of users every day. So it scales very well.
Mm-hmm. This is the optimistic case. Like if everything worked perfectly and it's an app in production that's gonna live and scale, and you can use Olympe to keep it running and scaling. But what about if we realize during the process that maybe it's not working the way we want?
Yeah, so the very great thing about having an approach with design sprint and then Olympe is that you can very early on detect that the project is not actually that good, or the idea seemed good, but it's not realistic from a data point of view or from a technical point of view. And you can stop it very early on. So stopping the cost and reallocating the budget and the time to better projects.
To be very concrete, maybe we're gonna realize down the line that you don't have enough of data or the right data to do what you were planning to do, and then you're gonna have to reorient the data strategy of your company to acquire this data. And that's one of the outcome also of that whole thing. So I like how honest it is, how hands-on it is, and I don't see a better way right now to test integrating AI in any company.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna keep it. So thanks for watching, and we are looking forward to starting your next project using Design Sprint and Olympe.
Yeah, thanks for watching. We're really enthusiastic about this new offering, and we're really looking forward bringing many people enthusiastic on that topic.
Cheers.